Hello everyone, I'm Steve. Mark's around. Say hi, Mark. He's outside, I guess. And this is Smokey, Steve, and Mark. Welcome or welcome back, and happy Saturday. Nothing feels good like a Saturday. Oh, so nice. So nice to have a day off. So I wanted to check in with you guys. I had jumped on maybe about a month ago to talk about some mental health stuff I had going on. And I've actually had an interesting week. A few changes in medication, a few changes in plans. And I just wanted to touch base because people are nice enough to ask. So I figure I'll film this and then fill everybody in. So a month ago, we changed medications, the antipsychotic that I was taking. I have bipolar disorder, in case you're new, and I had been taking Latuda for years, and it just seemed to punk out. It just seemed to not be working as much anymore. Also, I was having problems eating. I lost a bunch of weight. So we try a new medication. We tried therapy, and then, well, okay, we'll change your meds. So I went to a new antipsychotic. And it's notorious, at least to me, for the very ill to be taking it. It's called Zyprexa, maybe you've heard. It's not too new of a drug. It's been around for a little while. It's very potent, and I'm finding it helpful now. But that's not how it started. The first 2 days after I started taking it, I had a 9-day taper schedule, which I finished. But I was getting very hyper, very animated, very elevated, activated, however you want to put it. And then I called my doctor, and she was like, cut the dose in half if you're having too much stuff going on with it, if you're not feeling quite yourself or whatever. I'm like, oh, okay. So we go down to half of what I was taking. And then now a month has been going by. I feel between the ears pretty good, I have to say. I'm really pretty fine. Work's been going good. Stuff's good at home. Holidays are coming up. Don't have too much worries as far as like the usual stuff that's junks, like, money and relationships and all those things. Everything's fine. Everything's good. So I'm not going to look for trouble. But trouble did find me with this medication. The trade-off I'm finding right now is that if I want to be sane as I want to be, I might have to just be a little bit fatter than I want to be, and I might sleep a little less well, I guess. Part of the dose changing that I was doing on the drug is that this drug is notorious for making people gain weight, large amounts of weight. So in the first month of taking it, I gained 13 pounds. And that was a mixture of insatiable hunger for carbs and sugar. At all times of the day. It's not like I would take the pill and get hungry. I would take it, go to bed as best I could, get up, and then the next afternoon I'd be like ravenous. And I usually do OMAD, but I can't do it anymore. I was just too starved. So the way we treated that was that I was prescribed metformin, which is indicated for type 2 diabetes, which I don't have, but is being prescribed and has been recently with medications like Zyprexa because compliance is difficult. And this med really works for me, but I almost want to stop taking it because I had gained weight. So we add metformin, and now my insulin resistance has improved. My body is metabolizing things a little bit differently. So the weight plateaued. So I was very happy about that because I didn't plan to lose 30 or 40 pounds, but since I already did, I might as well buy new jeans, right? Why not? So, So the biggest trouble that we've had lately, my mind's okay, but my body's backfiring from the medication I'm taking. First, we get big. Then I'm getting bouts of what's called akathisia, if you've ever heard of it. It's from the Greek for can't sit the fuck still. Well, not the fuck part, but you know what I mean. And it's like restless leg, similar in sensation from how it's explained, but it's all over the entire body. It's my arms, it's my legs, it's my quads. I find myself scrunching my toes in my shoes, flexing my toes, taking my shoes off, rubbing my feet on the ground, crossing my legs, I uncross my legs, I fold my arms, I unfold my arms. I can't get comfortable. There's this inner restlessness that no amount of stretching or anything else seems to get rid of. It's just drug-induced. I did find a few things that were helpful in like making it livable, but right now it's the big side effect that I'm concerned with. It's not the weight gain we've dealt with, essentially. But I haven't had more than 4 hours sleep a night for the past week. And while I feel okay right now, of course I feel okay. I have a floridly bad case of bipolar disorder, and the meds are going screwy. So I'm keeping Mark in the loop a lot with what's going on, because I don't want to be in a spot where I can't tell the difference between good, sick, and crazy and happy. Like, they all kind of, sometimes I guess they can kind of look the same. So keeping eyes on me. I talked to Mom this morning to fill her in with updates and medical stuff, and she said I sounded a little hyper, but I think she had just woke up. I'm trying to ride it out. The akathisia kicks in at awful times. At work, I didn't miss any work this week, but it was very, very difficult to work. Very difficult to work. I could not sit still. I would sit at the desk, stand up, stand down, have my laptop up, stand up with the laptop, put it down, walk down the hall, go refresh my coffee, go to the bathroom. I would also be just taking walks around the block. Like every hour, I'd be like, you know what? I'm just going to once around the block because I want to be moving. The discomfort is such that a massage kind of feels good. Like I had Mark, I was like, Mark, could you put something with menthol on your hands and rub my leg? And he did, because he's a good husband. But it helped feel it a little bit. A really hot shower helped, and does help. Probably after this one, Mark, if he edits it, I'm going to go do that because it's hot sensation on it. It's odd though, because I'm not anxious. I'm not like stressed, really. I feel pretty okay. I'm just really unhappy with how some of the side effects are happening. So we're going to give it a little bit of time. We're doing dose reductions to try to get that stuff to stop. And we'll see where it goes from there. But quality of life that I've had, my days are okay. All my work at work is getting done. I didn't fall off with that. I was worried I was going to turn into a zombie. I always tell people, you're not a zombie, you just feel better. But I was worried I was going to be too blunted and be like, well, yeah, numb is better than crazy, but it's not better than good. So I want to push for good. So I'll do my part, and hopefully I can collaborate with my mental health provider to do the same thing. So what we'll be doing going forward now is I'll be taking cogentin, benztropine, which I've taken in the past. And I stopped taking because when I was on Latuda for all those years, I didn't need it. I was taking another older drug called Seroquel, and it was giving me like the tardive dyskinesia, like that smacking stuff, that involuntary. And it wasn't getting that severe, but I was like, we're done. We're going to do something else. So it's a little frustrating. I'm trying to keep a positive attitude about it. I am. I'm just hoping it all goes through. And in the meantime, I'm just plowing through the days. I didn't fall asleep last night till 3:30 or 4, and I could not find a comfortable position. In bed? No. In the recliner? No. In Mark's recliner? No. On the floor? I was trying to sleep on the floor. The inner restlessness that's in my calves, down to my feet too, it makes standing more comfortable than sitting because it puts pressure on the area it feels like it's humming from the inside out. So deep breathing and anxiety soothing activities, which are great for anxiety, and they totally work. Deep breathing, focusing activities, music, distractions, all that kind of stuff. But my mind and mood isn't what's creating this problem. This is an actual physiological thing that's happening. So I'm just trying to, stay okay about it. It's not going to be forever. It'll either go away, or we'll make the decision to try another medication, and we'll deal with it that way. I have to say, I was feeling rather proud of myself for having gone with my doctor's assistance down from about 8 meds to 3, and adding 2 more on now. One because it made me fat, and the other because it makes me hum. Not thrilled about the polypharmacy. I don't really like it. I talked to Mark, I'm willing to add 1 more medication if they can suggest something that will stop the akathisia in its tracks. And there's a few medicines that do it. Some of them are habit forming, so they're really not an option for me. But there's other things we're looking into. But it's been very challenging. I probably told you guys before I used to drink. If you're new, welcome. But I used to drink like a fish. Don't look surprised. And the most big regret I had with my drinking was when I was right after college, because I had worked very hard to get the hell out of Northeast Pennsylvania, moved to Philly, worked full-time while I went to school full-time, was paying rent. I was making $9.25 an hour. That was not that much then. And we're talking like 20 years ago. So after I had got that job and I was getting mental health treatment, I was getting, medication anyway. I only realized now that what I thought I was dealing with then I was drinking to try to control the shaking, the restlessness, the fact that I couldn't sleep. All of that was to try to get my body to go back. Now, it kind of became moot because I drank just to drink anyway. After that, it was not, sometimes it was for that, but a lot of the times it was just to numb out whatever or to put a shine on a negative memory because, a few drinks will do that sometimes. And I don't feel as mad at my 25-year-old self now for not knowing that there could be side effects to psych meds, not knowing that if you report to your doctor that you feel anxious, because I didn't have the vocabulary to explain to a mental health provider, I'm not anxious, I just can't sit still. Generally, people think one goes with the other, and more often than not, it does. You get ants in your pants, but it's I've let myself off the hook a bit because for that specific big life regret thing, because I really didn't know any better. I fucked up, but I was still doing the best I could. My best was terrible. But I was trying to get through a situation that I didn't know what was happening. And I'm 43. And I'm only just now making peace with this, like almost 20 years later, because of the situation that I'm finding myself in now. I'm finding myself frustrated. I need to talk about it. I still have responsibilities, though. So I'm handling it very different as an adult than as a younger person. But I didn't know what else to do then. So I used to be so really hard on myself about it, but there was more than one thing going on. It wasn't just Steve liked to party too much and lost his job because he had some hangovers and didn't call in. It was a lot more detailed than that, I would say. So, I don't know. So right now I'm okay. We're okay. I'm sitting here. I was out of the house this morning. I've been getting up every day around 8. Not my call, but when I wake up, I can't really go back to bed. And for work, that's okay. On the weekend this morning, I got up at about 8:30. And I only say that to give context that I don't usually on the weekends get up at 8:30. We're talking closer to 10 probably, because I like to sleep in. I have a 9 to 5 job, so I'm always up during the week anyway. And wanted to have the time down to myself on the weekend. There was some gatherings happening today across major and minor cities across the United States and Europe and the globe, where people were going to gather and share opinions and be present. And I almost didn't go, but I did take a rundown. Scranton was having a demonstration, and it's 3 blocks away from the courthouse where we live. So I went down, and wouldn't you know, I sat right next to, it's a big plot, the courthouse square. Same woman I sat next to at the last one. I was like, hey, we should go to more of these, Like, it was so bizarre. She was like, so nice, so nice. So I was out and doing that. I did my civic duty for the things that I believe matter. And now I'm home. Now Mark's going a little slow today. And I'm towing the line between I feel better and we're being cautious if I feel too good, because that can get messy. So just keeping an eye on it, keeping a discussion open with Mark is what we're doing. Of course, I wouldn't mind. The old, people always assume if you have bipolar mania, you don't want the medication because you love the mania. Not all mania is like happy. Sometimes it's like anxious and agitated. If you have something like not a manic or depressed episode, but a mixed episode, you have all the self-hate and the depression and anything that goes with depression, but you have that nervous, unstable energy that comes with mania. And that's the condition in which I used to drink, and it would exacerbate everything. And things then, had fallen apart for me there. So this has been a learning experience. It's been reflective. I've had a chance to look back at other periods of life and thought, you know what, I'm doing as best as I can with this. And I hate to always, it could be so much worse. Like all my other meds, I react to really fine. Like no big deal. Don't need extra stuff for them. There's people who find medications that are life-saving mentally, but kill them. All, white counts go low, liver damage, all that kind of stuff. But the trade-off is, do you want to be sane or not? Do you want to be a sane 200-pound man or a cracked-out 170-pound man? Sometimes all your choices suck. That's life, I suppose. So thank you guys for indulging me for this conversation, just to get my thoughts out there in a row. Still engaged in treatment. I'll keep you guys posted if anything else changes. I'm still in motion a lot. And we'll see how it goes, I guess. So Thank you for indulging me. Thank you for listening to me and sharing. I'll probably end up listening to this back and realize you talked about that. So do forgive. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please do subscribe, hit the notification bell. You'll get alerts when we have new videos and go live. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. All our contact info is below. We have memberships available, $2.99 a month, to join the Smoky Deck. Feel free to check it out. And I'll catch up with y'all soon. So, small break from spooky season. I dressed for it as best I could. And we will be returning to our regularly scheduled programming in not too long. Thank you for watching. Bye.